What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 444 of Community Universe Motor Edition number 117 of Friday Night Genesis. Of course, this is the go-home edition, as this Sunday is the third annual Point Break. That's right, March 18th, 2 Elimination Chamber matches and a stacked card from top to bottom. Not going on this before we get there. We have an absolutely amazing show to get to, as always. That kicks off with some six-man tag team action featuring the participants. Some of the participants in those two Elimination Chamber matches. Of course, one will be for the International Championship, while the main event Elimination Chamber will be for the Alpha World Championship. Of course, we also find out who will get the sixth and final spot in that Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber match tonight in an 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. But first, it will be Marcantel of the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber teaming up with Zach Cage and Johnny Vegas of the International Championship Chamber to take on Brent King and Dallas Steele of the same, and Paul Anderson of the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber. Guys, tonight here on Genesis, also the World Tag Team titles will be on the line. Dulazair and Reese Ortiz challenging Click's Xander Slate and Randy Orton for the gold. Will that historic reign come to an end? Will we have new champions? Will Click retain yet again? Heading into this Sunday, guys, where another awesome matchup added to the Point Break card. Whether Click are still the tag team champions or not, it will be Click, Xander Slate, and Randy Orton in a tag team matchup against Dave Turner. That's stemming, of course, from when Matsuda Tanaka saved Turner from a beatdown at the hands of Slate and Orton some weeks ago. They were just about to break Dave Turner's arm, as they have so many others, when the Ultimate One swooped in and made the save. Tonight's main event also going to be one hell of a doozy, as Bob Luger, guys, one-on-one for the first time ever with the Bloody Brit, Chris Andrews, and a whole lot more. But these six men here just out for some momentum ahead of the Chamber of the sixth. The only ones to have chamber match experience being Marcantel, Zach Cage, and Paul Anderson. We know that the International Championship Elimination Chamber lineup is complete. It will be champion Lance Martini, who's in action tonight, non-title matchup against El Jefe, in his first defense, looking to prove himself big time against Zach Cage, Dallas Steele, Johnny Vegas, Brent King, and D'Angelo Prince. D'Angelo Prince in action tonight as well, taking on Elijah Stewart, a rematch from last week. Ah, yeah, true. We never really got a proper finish, though, you know. But here he is, the beastly CMV veteran Marcantel. Of course, he and Zach Cage, members of a new group being put together by Anarchy champion John Reed. John Reed currently suspended, as is Jaquan Shea, by General Manager Castlefave after that brawl that ensued a couple of weeks ago until after Point Break. Well, Marcantel, on part of what is being called the 7 Deadly Sins, entering his third Elimination Chamber this Sunday, looks to finally win the big one. The Alpha World Championship that has eluded him for so long, and certainly Marcantel trapped. And really, I'd say the 5 other guys trapped inside of the chamber with Marcantel. I did get that picture, by the way, Hellish, and I responded. So we know that Marcantel and Zach Cage will have a strong alliance here, but how will they fare alongside Johnny Vegas? That remains to be seen, and the other team's certainly an interesting pairing as well. Brent King, Dallas Steele, and a Hall of Famer Paul Anderson. Zach Cage is a former Anarchy World Tag Team and International Champion. Remember, it was the season finale of Genesis that he won the international title. It was forced to vacate heading into the new season via an injury to his head, a concussion. So he never actually lost it, and Zach Cage looks to reclaim what was once his this Sunday, as he'll be entering his second Elimination Chamber, his first in over 3 years. And perhaps it's gonna be interesting to see Johnny Vegas inside of the Elimination Chamber. Let's just put it that way. A CMV veteran, and believe it or not, receiving his first championship opportunity at Point Break. Point Break, the card should be up immediately following Genesis, probably not immediately following, but a little bit after on our website, cmvwrestling.com, of course. ! Join there in the chat for you. And it'll probably be live around 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Johnny Vegas defeated Tyson Cage via countout to qualify for the chamber. There will be no countouts inside of the Devil's Domain, though. The only way to be eliminated is by pinfall or submission. As the last man standing, of course, we know that will walk out as champion. As now here comes a kid who has impressed me immensely these past couple of weeks. Brent King not only qualifying for the Elimination Chamber, but dominating Adam Valentine 2 weeks ago to earn his spot and getting a great victory over Johnny Vegas as well last week on Reality Wrestling. I think Soul is hellish. If he doesn't know, I'll send it to you. See how I tell people not to go anywhere and then they go somewhere? These schmucks. Brent King, without a doubt, the dark horse. Well, really, the International Championship Elimination Chamber is full of dark horses, but I'd say the darkest horse would be Brent King. We'll see how his fiery passion suits him when he enters hell this Sunday. And I most definitely do not feel bad for any of the other 5 men who will be inside of that chamber, because they'll be locked in there with this man. The genetic perfection he calls himself, and with good reason. This beastly brute of a man known as Dallas Steele, with an impressive record of 10-2 in his CMV career. Did take that loss last week to Mark Cantel one-on-one. What an incredible, like, 2 just fucking ogres tearing into each other. Steele has the chance to bounce back here tonight, though. Topher, go get everybody. Go find them. Dallas Steele, young into his CMV career, has the opportunity of a lifetime to walk out of the Alamodome as the new international champion. I gotta say, I do feel a little bit bad for Lance Martini, winning it big back at CyberSlam, now being forced in his first defense against 5 other men inside of the cruel and unforgiving Elimination Chamber. But if he's a true champion, he'll manage to defeat those odds. Brent King and Dallas Steele will be joined by Hall of Famer and 3-time world champion Paul Anderson here in this 6-man tag team match to round it off. Anderson defeating, and the only man to do so to date, Matsuda Tanaka, 2 weeks ago to qualify for the chamber. Anderson will be entering his second Elimination Chamber at Point Break. So here we go. Last but most certainly not least, the one and only Paul Anderson. Anderson, I think, is going to be a real threat inside of that Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber. Of course, the current lineup of that being champion Guri Sukhanov, the Bloody Brick, Chris Andrews, Bob Luger, Mercantile, and Paul Anderson. The final spot will be decided tonight in an 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. Paul Anderson shocking the world by pinning and defeating Matsuda Tanaka 2 weeks ago. Oh, you hear that guy? It was a big Anderson. Yeah! Paul Anderson competed in the second ever Elimination Chamber in CMV's history. Actually went into that match as world champion. Didn't walk out the same. Here we go, kicking off Genesis number 117, an absolutely stacked card, go-home edition before Point Break this Sunday. Mercantile and Brent King start things off as referee Perry White rings that bell on the brute. Right out the gate with a European uppercut. Arm dragged out by Brent King to retaliate. Has the big man down on one knee, punch the top of the head, and a big old forearm smash. That'll rock you for sure. Have you thinking about life. Now to the top rope where he feels most comfortable. Drilling an elbow down to the heart of the CMV veteran. Lateral press, not even a 1 count though. What does that do to the morale of Brent King here as he tries to keep the pressure on, bringing Marcus up to his feet, gets a knee to the chest instead. Brent King now stood face to face with the true Dark Lord who buries his boot into the sternum of the up-and-coming Brent King. Yo, what up, GOAT? My fine feathered friend. Also to come here tonight, guys, we've got Zach Smith going one-on-one with Luke Swanson. Of course, we know this Sunday at Point Break, Luke Swanson will have his career on the line after refusing to take another drug test at the request of General Manager Castle Fave. Cass has decided to put his contract up for grabs as he will defend it against Adam Valentine. And Adam Valentine with the promise that if he defeats Luke Swanson, he will get a championship opportunity of his choice. Post-Point Break as those beautiful kicks by Brent King. Thought he was maybe going to make a tag. Instead puts Marcus in the trio low position. Nasty strike to the midsection. That'll make it hard for Marcus to breathe as Brent King telling Marcus, bring it on, bitch. This all you got, fam? This ain't shit. Billy was victorious. He defeated Park Sung-ho. Great matchup, as usual. And a handshake afterwards, too. And a nice enziguri by King. Stomp to lower spine to follow through, but Brent now tags in Dallas Steel. And here's a little bit of a rematch from last week, where Mercantile, of course, defeated the Genetic Perfection one-on-one. That was actually Batman. Why are you trying to throw my tag team partner on the bus? Mercantile grabs Dallas Steel by the arm, cracks the forearm over the shoulder like a twig, and now a back suplex. As Dallas Steel gets dragged by arm and leg. I don't know exactly where Mercantile's trying to take him. Now makes a tag to Zach Cage, his 7 Deadly Sins partner. Johnny Vegas is over there like, yeah, I'm here. I don't know if I'd exactly be very comfortable between Mercantile and Zach Cage. Forearm smash now. Steel shoots it. What a knee to the chest. Dallas Steel actually holds a singles victory over Zach Cage. So, you know, Cage would also like to rewrite that. Cheeky little neck breaker. Now up to one knee. Zach Cage has laser focus, man. Zach Cage, one of the most dangerous competitors. I've said it and I'll say it again on the Genesis roster today. Look at that Fujiwara armbar. Such a deadly submission. There's so many ways that Zach Cage knows to make a person submit. Stomp down the lower back, and it's not just that either. Zach Cage has just an endless, it seems, amount of ways to put you down for the 3-count kick to the chest. Man, Dallas Steel is getting obliterated right now. Another arm snap transferred into the Fujiwara armbar. Dallas Steel needs to make a tag in a bad way right now to one of his partners. Oh, now Cage doing enough setting up. Drills in with those kicks and knees and strikes. Just a relentless attack. Dallas Steel tries as he made a battle back, but maybe to no avail as Cage with a small package driver. Paul Anderson there, you see, trying to give Dallas Steel a bit of a reprieve by distracting referee Perry White. Will this be enough? Look at how smart Zach Cage is to drag Steel all the way to his corner, make it harder for somebody to break up the pin. 1, 2, but Anderson does anyhow. Close call. Now Mercantile barreling down on top of Paul Anderson. Back suplex. Meanwhile, a tag to Johnny Vegas. Looking to keep up the attack and elbow drop right across the chest. Up to the second turnbuckle. Johnny Vegas surveying the scene as he looks to take a bit of a leap of faith. Vegas not a frequent flyer. What a double bounce cross body though. Are you a big Johnny Vegas fan, Bateman? I know Maury is. Maury is more excited than anyone to see Vegas in the chamber this Sunday as he grabs a hold of Dallas Steel's arm. And Johnny Vegas looking to go old school on Dallas Steel's ass right here, brother. Johnny Vegas with one of the most beautiful movesets, I think, in modern day CMV. Just so throwback. Really get a nostalgic feel when Johnny Vegas is in the ring. And a tweet here, guys, from John Reed says, all 7 sins have been found. Now CMV will be conquered by us. Nothing Cass, nothing Samson, nothing anyone can do will be able to stop us. As Paul Anderson, don't know exactly what he's doing, running laps around the ring. As Dallas Steel looks like a tag, almost there, but Johnny Vegas stops him dead. And now a tweet from Josh Wolf says, where are you hiding, Elijah? Josh Wolf been relentlessly calling out Elijah Stewart week after week after week, even at the top of earlier today on Genesis before the GGW. Tonight, at some point, got my words mixed up there, as Johnny Vegas with that slingshot vertical suplex just might do the deed. I can't believe how much Steel is getting dominated here, but it might be coming to an end. Just the 1 count though. Paul Anderson again on that defense, taken out with a Falcon Arrow by Cage. Elijah Stewart, of course, will be in action tonight. Goes one-on-one with D'Angelo Prince in a rematch from last week. Remember, after D'Angelo Prince had defeated Stewart to qualify for the International Championship Chamber, then attacked the Good Vibes Kid with a steel chest. Now Dallas Steel makes a very smart tag to Brent King, with Paul Anderson still down. Snapmare. Brent King did knock off Johnny Vegas in some singles action last week on Reality Wrestling. Vegas wasting an awful lot of time trying to think about how he wants to proceed here. Taking the strategic advance. Now just going to tag in Zach Cage. All right. All that for nothing, I suppose. Back elbow misses wildly. Now Brent King going to make Zach Cage pay for it. Trio of elbows. There's Paul Anderson just now getting back to his feet, by the way. Rushes over to his corner in case somebody needs to make a tag as Brent King drops down. Reverse DDT, what a reversal. Well, there are different chambers. Is that your picks for both? Just look at that. Brent King throwing his body on the line. Cross bodies Cage out of the ring. Both men eliminated from the Rumble, by the way. Dallas Steel, of course, is involved in the International Championship Elimination Chamber, while Marketel will be in the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber. As Brent King perhaps looks to bring the win home for his team here with a lumbar check. That'll leave you waking up in the Morton with some back problems. The Morton. Good Morton. Zach Cage quickly snaps back to reality, though. Look at that dank-ass fade Zach Cage has, by the way. We don't appreciate that fucking dope fade that Zach Cage has got going on in his hair. As right in front of his partners, Cage gets drilled down hard. Long road home it may be for Zach Cage come this Sunday at Point Break as Brent King looks to close in, but a takedown. Yeah, that was great. 10 out of 10. Didn't even go over the top rope either. From behind, a chicken wing set up into a face buster. Ooh, you don't see something like that too often. That was pretty beautiful. I give that maneuver a kiss right on the lower back. This six-man tag team action to kick off Genesis number 117. It's still what a hell of a show to get to. Up next, guys, international champion Lance Martini actually in action, looking for some last-minute momentum, much needed, as he takes on El Jefe. But meanwhile, Canadian Destroyer by Brent King gonna bust Zach Cage wide open, and that's not good news for him heading into the chamber. Can't risk an injury. That will be capitalized on by his opponents. As now a hook of the leg just might bring things to an end, but Mercantile and Johnny Vegas break things up. Mercantile taken out in the crossfire. Brent King just gonna watch as Dallas Gill nearly throws that Cage out of the goddamn ring. Now King focused on Mercantile, not a legal guy though. Oh, but a hot tag as you saw Brent King was looking for maybe another Canadian Destroyer. Here comes Johnny Vegas immediately dispatched with the head scissors. That wasn't a great go of it. Yes, so indeed 100% baby boy. And a tweet here, guys, from Adam Valentine says, Mr. Swanson, please make sure you don't hurt yourself too much. I don't want to hurt you and end your career on Genesis. Wait, what? Let me Mr. Swanson, please make sure you don't get yourself hurt too much. I don't want to hurt when I end your career on Genesis. Not too sure. I think Adam Valentine maybe have a little bit too much Boone juice backstage or something, because I can't really decipher that tweet too much. Look at the teamwork here between Brent King and Hall of Famer Paul Anderson with an assisted Meteora. And now Anderson, vintage, with that spine buster. And just maybe we are going to get a super kick out of nowhere tonight. Vegas trying to make sure that does not happen. He keeps the super kick out of his future. Forearm smash though might not have any choice, because there it is. Thanks for coming. See ya, bye, Johnny Vegas. Paul Anderson, I do believe, about to wrap things up here in our opening contest. 1, 2, 3. And that is all she wrote. Paul Anderson picks up the win. Keeping the momentum building en route to this Sunday. High impact six-man tag action to get things rolling. Brent King, Dallas Steele, and Paul Anderson managing to work together to nab themselves a much-needed win. This Sunday, though, King and Steele will be opponents inside of the International Championship Elimination Chamber, while Paul Anderson looks to become Alpha World Champion. The action rolls on. Next here on Genesis, number 117, some non-title action, but a big opportunity, no doubt, for the two-time light heavyweight champion, the human beast, El Jefe. International champion Lance Martini. Lance with a huge obstacle to conquer this Sunday in his first defense inside of the career-changing, unforgiving Elimination Chamber. He can prove, though, all the doubters wrong, that he is a deserving champion, as he looks to do so right now as well against some worthy competition. Of course, still to come, that 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal will decide who the last man will be inside the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber. We've also got the World Tag Team titles still to be decided tonight. Dulé Zaire and Reese Ortiz battle Sanders Slate and Randy Orton to the click in our main event, baby. It is going to be a hard-hitting contest. Bob Luger against the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews. El Jefe always getting the fans in attendance up to their feet. Always putting on bangers. And I'm sure that this will be no different. Arriba, man. Knows that with a win here, could see himself earn a future shot at that international championship. The party boy, Lance Martini, might have something to say about that, though. El Jefe ready to go, as it is, I do believe, time to dab on the haters, because the international champion is set for action. Lance Martini has taken Genesis by storm this season. What a phenomenal competitor and a great record to back him up. Winning that international championship back at SummerSlam 3. Eliminating both champion at the time, Chris Andrews and Alistair Knox. But in dire jeopardy is his reign this Sunday. I certainly am no hater, though. I have all the confidence in the world that Lance Martini has what it takes to walk into the chamber as champion and walk out the same. El Jefe's son is always front row during his matches. All right, here we go. Non-title matchup, El Jefe and Lance Martini, the party boy, set to go at it. Referee Perry White rings that bell, and here we go. Colliding in the middle of the ring, collar elbow tie-up. Lance Martini pushes Jefe using his superior size. Will we get a clean break? Yes, we will. A little bit of respect shown between the two as they get right back at it. But El Jefe, there goes Salida del Sol. Yep, that's why you got to take every opportunity given to you in a match against El Jefe. You can never give him an inch. He will take it a mile. Though by Martini to fight back now. He shoots in, swoops behind, single knee gut buster. Will there be a one-night stand in El Jefe's future? Or will Lance Martini get a big old taste after this? Front headlock right now into a Russian leg sweep with some pizzazz. Now brings El Jefe up to his feet from behind. Reverse DDT. Lance Martini really needs this win, especially after coming off that crushing loss to the hands of Alpha World Champion Guri Sukhanov a couple of weeks ago. Man, what an absolute tear. Alpha World, I can't even really describe the path of destruction Guri has left in his wake. Look what he did to Chris Andrews last week. Who can say? Nobody can say they beat Chris Andrews in under 2 minutes. Guri can, because he did it last week with the Alpha World Championship on the line, as Lance is sent down to the outside with that drop kick off the apron. But even Guri has to know that in the Elimination Chamber, he has less than a 25% chance to retain his title. I still like his chances. chop blocked by El Jefe now on the outside. This is not for the championship. If it were, Lance would have the champion's advantage. He will not have that inside the chamber this Sunday, though. The only way to be eliminated is by pinfall or submission. Right at a count of 5, though. You know, Vintage, they love that saying. It's a legit way to win. Jefe knows what a win over the current international champion would do for him. And at the count of 6, I think that might be the route he's looking to take here. Oh, boy, maybe the match can be saved. Maybe. Yeah, there. Oh, no, into the steel steps. Oh, El Jefe, you dirty dog. Oh, there we go. He's no Chris Andrews. El Jefe doesn't like winning by count out. He'll either take the win cleanly, definitively, or not at all. The count will reset, though. A little bit of a worm. Nice camera angle for that. Now at the count of 3, and Lance Martini again ascend into the steel steps. No friendship between these two. Very obvious. As Jefe claps his hands like this is the easiest thing he's ever done in his life. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Count of 5. Will this matchup return to the ring in time? At 6. Oh! What a reversal by... I thought El Jefe was actually looking for a tilt-a-whirl there or something. I mean, he was, but 7. Lance Martini going to make sure this matchup does not end by a count-out. Now, Jefe with a leaping lariat and the kip up. There's that unmatched agility by the two-time heavyweight champion who now pop, locks, and drops it. Whew. Too hot when you're in there with El Jefe. Hooks the leg, looking to see if that'll be enough, but only a 1 count. Coming up from behind, knuckle sandwich. Lance Martini's allergic to knuckle sandwiches, though. Elbow to the midsection, sets himself free. Now has El Jefe up over the shoulders, a little bit of a cheeky twirl, and a TKO. That's going to wake El Jefe up. Looks like that did a lot of damage to his chest. Maybe going to make it hard for him to breathe. As now, targeting that chest is Lance Martini. He'll do what he has to get the win. Crushing that sternum. And Lance Martini, I do believe, was going to try to look for the one-night stand there. El Jefe able to reverse now into the corner. And Lance Martini is about to get a big old taste, baby, of that fierce dick. Right down the damn esophagus of Lance Martini. He's used to doing stuff like that. I don't know, so forcefully. I don't know what Martini's into, though, to be honest. Lance trying to recuperate, trying to forget that horror. El Jefe is not going to allow it to happen. Reverse DDT. Now El Jefe on the prowl as he lines up his shot. Hook. Line and sinker. This could be a huge victory for Martini, but that's going to be a rope break as clear as day. Poor positioning on El Jefe's part. Lucky for Martini, though, as that might have been enough to do it. Boot to the side of the head, though. Martini comes out of the corner. Back and forth, tit for tat. Both these men on high alert. Axe kick by the international champion. That's the heel of his boot right to the base of El Jefe's skull. And now, second time's the charm. One night stand. Bless Hellish, you beautiful man. As El Jefe just might be sent home packing. 1, 2, just the 2 count. Not going to be enough to quell the spirit of the human fish. Not just yet. El Jefe hands atop his beautiful blonde hair as now lines up his shot like a tiger out of the bush. Goes for reverse STO his, but no, El Jefe has none of it. He did his homework. Irish whipper to the corner. Watch out, referee. Perry White. Don't. Oh! El Jefe. We've seen him hit this as of late. Tying Lance Martini up a little bit of the knot. Bam! Super kick straight to the face. Absolutely no defense from Martini. That was a direct hit. 1, 2. Talk about a close call. 2.999. El Jefe is a bit miffed. He thought that would be enough as now he goes to the apron, takes a risk. Will a risk pay off this late in the matchup? Slingshot 450. Expertly executed. No, they are a Fusion exclusive, the Trios titles. That, of course, will be introduced at Regicide in 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks from this Sunday. Between the Ballers Club and the Brass Ring Club in a 6-man tag team ladder match. But this Sunday, guys, is Point Break with 2 Elimination Chamber matches and a stacked card from top to bottom. One of those chambers, Lance Martini will be defending his international title in. Of course, the main event, the Alpha World Championship, will be on the line. That final spot gets decided up next in an 8-man over the top rope battle royal. But 4 weeks from this Sunday, guys, the 6th annual CMV Royal Rumble. La la. It's actually 2 weeks from this Sunday, by the way, is Regicide, not 3 weeks. As Martini shows off his strength into the corner. Then a power slam to the center of the ring and a little senton to follow through. Three-man teams will come as Lance Martini with a snapmare. Once again, he did this earlier in the matchup. Reverse DDT. This has been a highly competitive bout. Both men need this win. Just a 1 count, though, and the party boy now getting frustrated. Was no trace, Topher. No trace at all. Of course, tonight, the World Tag Team titles will be defended. Click putting them on the line against the team of Dulce and Reese Ortiz. Another one-night stand. So it's 2-night stand for El Jefe. Right back up to his feet. No selling like a champion, but again a reverse DDT. Reverse DDT. Reverse DDT. It's lit. Lance always trying to get a quick workout in. Some press-ups using Jefe as a base. I'm sure Jefe doesn't mind, right? But now Lance. What a spine buster! Holy shit, one of the nicest spine busters I've ever seen. And that puts El Jefe in perfect positioning. Lance has been targeting the chest, the sternum of Jefe all night leading up to this. Perched up high, the elbow drop by the international champion, and that'll do her. Into the pin. Uno, dos, tres. Lance Martini is victorious. What a matchup. That Macho Man-esque elbow drop from the top sees Martini get a much-needed victory, and now perhaps El Jefe offering a handshake. Was a highly competitive matchup, and Lance going to reciprocate. Some great sportsmanship shown as now El Jefe gives Lance the ring to celebrate ahead of his defense inside of the Elimination Chamber this Sunday at Point Break. Will Lance defy the odds and still walk out once? All right, guys, go. It is time to find out exactly who will get the 6th and final spot inside of this Sunday's the Elimination Chamber for the Alpha World Championship. You can see the 8 competitors in front of you: Reese Matthews, Ray Furioso, Samuel Boone Twisted, Namian Audrey, Kevin Silva, Gary Reed, and Lucifer Sin. This, of course, is over the top rope, which means the only way to be eliminated is to be tossed over the top rope and both your feet touching the floor. No pins, no submissions, obviously no countouts or disqualifications. A huge opportunity for all 8 men, some of whom already had chances to qualify. Second chance for them, including Samuel Boone. Who is it going to be to punch their ticket to Point Break this Sunday? Certainly a lot of dark horses here in this one. Reese Matthews probably the one to stand out the most, guys, but here we go. All 8 men have made it into the ring, and let's get it on. Elimination can be so easy. Just tossed over the top rope. And your dreams of an Alpha World Championship opportunity are dashed. Lucifer Sin going at it with Gary Reed, Samuel Boone, the Portuguese wrestling god, Kevin Silva in the corner there, the near corner, Reese Matthews, and me and Audrey, Twisted, and Ray Furiosa, who know each other very well, former tag team partners for a little while. And Mian, of course, we talked about this on Reality Wrestling. If he's to win, he'll be pulling double duty at Point Break. He's already set to take on the returning, alongside his brother Reynard, the returning Chaos, or the returning Imaginary Friends, I should say, in a #1 contenders match for the World Tag Team titles, as right now Reese is getting spun out. Remember what Reese's excuse was for losing to Bob Luger last week at his chamber qualifier was that he stepped in gum in the ring and was so caught up with it that he took his eye off the ball, and that allowed Luger to capitalize. I don't know about that, but Reese Matthews has said that he's on the hunt to find out whichever rapscallion would do such a thing as to spit out gum and cost him that opportunity now where he has to outlast 7 other men. Let's not forget all that we have in store for tonight, guys. The World Tag Team titles are on the line. Clicks, Xander Slate, and Randy Morton put their historic reign on the line against the team of Dulé Zaire and Reese Ortiz in our main event. Going to be a doozy. It is the Bloody Brick, Chris Andrews and Bob Luger one-on-one, as there's our first elimination. To me and Audrey will not be entering the Elimination Chamber, but Reese might be the next to go as Twisted Reese with that clutch to stay in there. So Nami and Audrey is gone from the lineup. That leaves 7 more men as Kevin Silva now tries to eliminate Lucifer Sin. Gary Reed taking himself a little bit of a breather. I always talk about, especially in the Royal Rumble 4 weeks from this Sunday. This is great. This is great training for these, well, now 7 men. Because in a multi-man matchup like this, it's such a great strategy, if you ask me, to let your opponents beat the hell out of each other. You know, keep your distance. Conserve your energy, and then when you see an opening, to capitalize, to pounce. Yeah, Namian is, he should try to stay away from Battle Royals from now on, would be my advice to him, as Kevin Silva continues to dominate Lucifer Sin there. Gary Reed and Samuel Boone have been having their troubles as of late. Kevin Silva, I should say, is set to go one-on-one with Nicholas Hemmerling on the pre-show Point Break this Sunday as Reese Matthews is eliminated! Reese Matthews has been eliminated! His chamber dreams are dashed, all because of that gum. Reese, after eliminating me and Audrey, now eliminated himself by Kevin Silva. That's a huge elimination for the Portuguese wrestling god, who could very well be pulling double duty this Sunday. Look at Reese, he is not happy. I wonder if there was gum in there again. Is that why he got eliminated? Reese, no choice but to hit the showers. Now one of these 6 men will be entering the chamber for an Alpha World title shot. Any one of these 6 guys will be a total dark horse. Samuel Boone, a former United States champion. He's the, well, besides Ray Furiosa being a former Rising Star champion, they're the only 2 former champions in this ring. As Samuel Boone's eliminated by Twisted. All the biggest names, all the ones who I was putting my money on, Reese Matthews and Samuel Boone, probably my 2 biggest picks, have been eliminated. Now there are 5 to go. Lucifer Sin, Twisted, Gary Reed, Kevin Silva, and Ray Furioso. Sunset flip powerbomb there. As you see, Kevin Silva, also a great strategy, I'll say, in a Battle Royal or Royal Rumble match type situation. Roll under the bottom rope. Because remember, if you go through the middle rope, you go under the bottom rope, you're not eliminated. Got to be over the top rope, both feet touching the floor. As Kevin Silva maybe looks for his 2nd elimination of the Luchador. Twisted, who spent most of his life in Mexico crafting his in-ring abilities. Been very impressive in his CMV career thus far. We'll be interested to see him in the chamber. Any one of these 5 guys really going to throw just a big old wrench in the gears. Kick to the midsection by Kevin Silva as Ray Furioso looks to eliminate Gary Reed. The Dragon might be gone. Nope. Spinning slow kick instead, as all out chaos ensuing between these final 5. Sit out powerbomb by Lucifer Sin, of course, who made his debut 3 weeks ago in CMV, taking on RGP in what is the greatest main event in reality wrestling history. What a match it was. Of course, he's coming off a loss at the hands of Brandon Rain. And RGP just yesterday on reality wrestling Lucifer Sin eliminating Gary Reed with a pump handle power slam. What an elimination there by Sin, and now there are 4. Twisted, Kevin Silva, Lucifer Sin, and Ray Furioso, but Sin now eliminated. There are 3 men remain. Kevin Silva with 3 eliminations now in this battle royal, I should say, as he brings Twisted up to his feet, looking to hit him with that patented capture suplex. Furioso waiting in the wings. One of these 3 men is going to Point Break this Sunday to enter the Elimination Chamber for an Alpha World title shot. It's all on the line. Ray Furioso, Twisted, Kevin Silva could be pulling double duty. Super kick attempted by the former Rising Star champion. Oh, nice German suplex right there, though. As now Twisted. Oh, there goes Kevin Silva. Thanks for coming. Definitely an impressive showing by the Portuguese wrestling god, but now there are 2. The Luchador from Mexico, Twisted. The Japanese sensation, Ray Furioso. Which of these 2 is going to Point Break? Sunset Flip Powerbomb. The final 2. Ray Furioso and Twisted tag team together for a short time. But now friendship, any sort of respect has to be put on hold. Brings Ray Furioso. He's not Japanese. Just because he's called Japanese sensation, make him Japanese. You fucking racist, Chrissy, you know? He competed in Japan for much of his career, and Mexico as well. Nice drop kick right there. See, these 2 guys know each other. They know each other well. Ray Furioso right now, Hurricane Rana to Twisted. Obviously can't use his Tilt-A-Whirl Fujiwara armbar in this matchup. There's no submissions, but that Hurricane Rana might be enough as Twisted counters the clutch by Twisted. But Ray Furioso's not giving in. Catchphrase now by the former Rising Star champion. Twisted now, dazed and confused. Ooh, what a chop. That's going to leave a 5-star mark on the chest of Twisted. Either one of these guys will certainly bring an international flair to the Elimination Chamber. Both of them very agile, very athletic. It'll be interesting to see how they work in the confines of the Devil's Domain, as right now Ray Furioso looks to send Twisted home with maybe a broken arm right over the knees. That arm is snapped like a twig, and now Furioso once again looks to punch his ticket to an Alpha World title opportunity. Clothesline, and that'll do it. Ray Furioso is going to the Elimination Chamber. Ray Furioso is going to the Elimination Chamber this Sunday at Point Break. He earns the 6th and final spot. A tense final couple of minutes between Furioso and Twisted. But Ray eliminates his once tag team partner, and he's excited. Furioso is going to Point Break. And now the lineup is complete. Alpha World Champion Guri Sakhanov will defend his title inside the chamber against Chris Andrews, Bob Luger, Mercantile, Paul Anderson, and Ray Furioso. Up next, guys, still so much to get to. The World Tag Team titles on the line as the unique team of Dulazair and Reese Ortiz will challenge Xander Slate, Morton, and the Click, and how about what is going to be one hell of a hard-hitting main event between Bob Luger and the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews. But first, stemming from last week where these two reignited their age-old rivalry. It was 2 years since the last time they faced off one-on-one. Chamber qualifier on the line. D'Angelo Prince would defeat the Good Vibes Kid, but that apparently was not enough as he would then assault Elijah with a steel chair post-match. D'Angelo Prince with his spot inside of the International Championship Chamber waiting for him, but first he must get past Stewart, who of course has been the subject of Josh Wolf's hunt as of late. We heard that, saw that tweet earlier from Josh Wolf. Said, "Where are you hiding, Elijah?" Weeks and weeks and weeks, ever since Elijah made the controversial decision to align himself with Click. Wolf, every time we see Elijah on the screen, traitor, 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 traitor. As if Elijah Stewart wasn't already conflicted enough with his decision, and as if the CMV universe isn't already, barreling down on him hard. I'll say it again. I don't agree with Elijah Stewart's choice, but he didn't really have any other options. I understand. I can sympathize. But joining up with Click is just not something that I can condone. I'm sure a whole bunch of people were loving to see D'Angelo Prince beat the hell out of Stewart with that steel chair last week. And a tweet here, guys, from Paul Heyman says, "Funny how someone who resembles Elijah Stewart can go low enough to join the ranks of the Click. It doesn't matter. Hashtag not alpha champion. Hashtag Soviet era." That's another good point. A lot of people are saying this isn't even Elijah Stewart. Might look like him, but it's not that same fun-loving, good vibes, guy we were all, we all loved. D'Angelo Prince, though, in the ring and ready to go, as here he comes, the former World Tag Team Champion and two-time Alpha World Champion. It is a new day for Elijah Stewart, but not a bright and sun-shining one. Elijah Stewart now, with his hopes of entering the Elimination Chamber dashed by Prince last week. Certainly will be cheering on his brothers and Slate and Borton up next in the World Tag Team title match, and most certainly Luger this Sunday. But here we go, D'Angelo Prince, Elijah Stewart, one-on-one. Referee Perry White rings that bell as they meet in the middle of the ring, and right out of the gate, nasty strike with a backslide driver. That's going to put a hurting on the neck, no doubt about it, and a jawbreaker, then goes for a high knee from behind, double-headed bulldog. These two so evenly matched, far from the first time they've gone to war with each other. Now an inverted overdrive brings Eli back up for a second backslide driver, putting the hurting on that neck. D'Angelo Prince, Irish whip, rebounds off the ropes, catches him on the rebound, nice chest bump. No sportsmanship, I can tell you that much between these two, though. And now ducks between the clothesline, another one as he turns around, though, another one. Not even a one count. Perry White quickly gets out of harm's way as Elijah Stewart, okay. Talk about no selling. Spinning soul kick, though, Elijah. Yeah, this is what you get for no selling my drop kick. Snap German suplex, though, and that just quickly swings the pendulum back in the corner of D'Angelo Prince. A little bit of a spin to lead into the TKO. That'll have Elijah Stewart reeling. Knife edge chop. That was a bitch slap. That's a real slap. And a tweet here, guys, from Reese Matthews says, my chance is dashed by a hobgoblin with a chewing deficiency. I will find you. The investigation has begun. Hashtag ban gum, as Elijah just about knocked Prince into another dimension with that forearm smash. Now a wheelbarrow face buster to follow through. Who was it that spat out that gum and cost Reese Matthews his Alpha World Championship shot? Reese is going to find out. Oh boy, now the setup on the top rope, spider suplex. If that's not enough, Elijah Stewart gonna follow it up with something I'm sure that will amaze. What an elbow drop! That might be the best elbow drop I have ever seen. Sorry, Lance Martini, but that was picture perfect and nearly enough, but not quite. Elijah tying D'Angelo Prince up between his legs. Surely looks to fire off some elbows. Prince wants nothing to do with that, though, as he's taken overhead with the fireman's carry. Now Elijah shoots in, pounces on the opening. Forearm smash, denied by D'Angelo. Overhand punch, forearm smash, kicks to the midsection, tries for the air to the throne. Elbow right to the knee, 1999. What is this, a reversal fist? As Elijah with the Book of Eli. And just like that, this one might be over. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, no. Unfortunately for Stewart, that will not be enough to finish off D'Angelo Prince. Jeff. Amazing athleticism, as always, by Elijah Stewart on display. Trying to stay in the driver's seat here, but having a tough go of it. D'Angelo Prince not giving in, snaps the arm over the shoulder, and a zigzag then to follow through. D'Angelo writhing in agony on the canvas as Prince was just looking down at him, almost with disgust in his eyes, disdain. We all know the bitter hatred shared between these two men. It's now D'Angelo, heir to the throne. That is a boot to the temple. And Elijah looks to be completely out of it. 1, 2, okay. No, denied, rejected. Oh, but now D'Angelo with the Tequila Sunrise locked in. It's locked in. Tequila Sunrise puts the pressure on the arm and the knee. Oh, I thought Elijah tapped right there. Double tap to the face, though, gonna break it free. You can see the damage is done. Grabbing at his lower back. I thought he tapped. D'Angelo now basking in his own glory as he awaits Elijah Stewart. Kick to the midsection. Single boot to the chest. Single boot to the chest again. Reeled right in to the neck breaker. D'Angelo now to the corner. Like it ain't no thing but a chicken wang. Grabbing Elijah Stewart by the sides of his head. And there is the boot. Firmly planted to the skull, but it does not keep Elijah Stewart down. There's not many things that can. Action roll. Elijah gets out of the way. Not quick enough. Caught up in the grasp of D'Angelo, who now looks to equate Stewart with that top turnbuckle 11 times in a row. And with Elijah on spaghetti legs, Prince now with the Hangman's face buster. That's just how he did Elijah in last week. 1, 2, no! D'Angelo is beside himself. He can't believe it. Doesn't look like he got all of that springboard crossbody landed on Elijah's legs, but I guess that'll do. Elijah loves to zip around, loves to go to the top rope, off the rope. So you take out those legs, you really remove about 90% of his arsenal. Arm wrench D'Angelo Prince goes chest first, right down onto the mat as Elijah with a desperation pin. These two don't know how to not put on a 5-star match. Instant classic yet again. And still not over as Elijah once more with the head scissors. D'Angelo Prince able to escape as he pops back up to his feet. Immediately lays into Stewart, puts him against the ropes. And what exactly could he be cooking up here? We're not going to find out. Duck to the outside, eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Elijah Stewart going to fetch him, not giving D'Angelo a moment of reprieve. And a neck breaker? No KO! Forearm smash to the base of the skull. That could be enough to kill a man. As Elijah now elbowed directly to the face and a leg drop on the apron, guys. D'Angelo is 100% out of it right now. Stewart knows that. Goes for good vibes, but maybe playing possum. D'Angelo counters, throws Elijah overhead, uses his own momentum against him, and now a bangarang. Lateral press, 1, 2, but still it is not enough for Prince to put down the good vibes kid, but perhaps this will be. For a second time out of the bush, pounces on his prey, Hangman's face buster. Busts Elijah wide open, hooks the leg, uno, dos, tres. D'Angelo Prince once again puts down Elijah Stewart. In the new season, it seems to be that Prince has Elijah's number. Another unforgettable matchup sees D'Angelo Prince the victor, and with a whole lot of momentum heading into the chamber this Sunday, will D'Angelo Prince be our next international champion? D'Angelo Prince. Another emphatic victory over arch rival Elijah Stewart. We know what's awaiting D'Angelo Prince this Sunday at Point Break, but what's in store for the Good Vibes Kid? Just have to wait and see. Quick water break before we get on to our tertiary main event of the evening here on Genesis. 117 guys in the CMV World Tag Team titles are on the line as Clix, Xander Slate, and Randy Orton, 4.5 months into their reign with the titles, put them on the line against the unorthodox pairing of Dulazair and Reese Ortiz, who of course knocked off the team of Brett Angel and Adam Scott last week to earn this opportunity over them. Announced earlier in the show that this Sunday at Point Break, whether they are champions or not, Xander Slate and Randy Orton will be going at it with the team of Matsuda Tanaka and Dave Turner. That stemming from Matsuda Tanaka saving Turner from a broken arm at the at the hands of Slate and Orton at the top of the month. But right now, they have got to be focused. Dulazair and Reese Ortiz individually, and as a part of their respective actual tag teams, phenomenal competitors. Still to come, guys. Zach Smith one-on-one with Luke Swanson. Very well maybe the last time we ever see Swanson on an episode of Genesis. And in our main event, it is going to be akin to a barroom brawl between Bob Luger and the Bloody Brick Chris But let's see if Zaire and Ortiz, who were able to work together well enough last week to defeat their partners and Angel and Scott, can do it once more when it matters the most. This, of course, is Dule Zaire. Zaire and Angel actually going pretty hard to prove that they're lost. Their only loss to date to Click some weeks ago was a fluke that Zaire had, or I should say Angel had Slate pinned for 27 seconds, but the ref was down and could not make the count. Of course, then Click were able to come back and win the match, attacking Click afterwards. This is also very personal for Zaire. We all know the story of how Slate and 10L absolutely wrecked Zaire's dear bar. Put all the blame on Xander, though. And that's what forced Dule back into competition. Of course, I hypothesized last week that he's probably saved up enough money now to fix up his bar and no longer have to wrestle, but I think he's gotten a feel of it. Him and Brad Angel have torn through the Genesis roster so much to earn themselves a title opportunity, but again, the Brule and Ortiz and Scott have split off, and now we have this interesting concoction, to say the least. Dule Zaire, you look at him, you might not know what to make, but this guy, don't let his size fool you. Don't let his thickness fool you. He can fly through the air as agile as perhaps anybody else on the Genesis roster. Very well-rounded is Zaire. Of course, that paired with his incredible strength. Baby number 2 on the way. I see. As he'll be teaming with the cold and calculated Reese Ortiz. Earlier tonight, I bumped into Reese. I said, hey, man, good luck. Can't wait to see that World Tag Team title match. He lowered his shades, and he said, don't you ever talk to me again. And then just walked off. I don't know what I did to get on the bad side of Ortiz. I think Reese might only have a bad side, though, so I'm not going to lie in bed at night, you know, thinking about it too much. Just a little bit. I'm sure that Bert Angel and Adam Scott are backstage watching this matchup very closely, cheering on their respective partners and friends. Can Zaire and Ortiz work well enough together, though, as they are up against two men who have a brotherly bond that is seemingly unbreakable? Of the Click, Xander Slate and Randy Borton, who have held those World Tag Team titles for 4.5 months now, capturing them back on Death Wish. Nobody has been able to step the Click and take those titles off of them. Will it take this once-in-a-lifetime duo to get the job done? So far, it's not been a great night for Click, with Elijah Stewart suffering that loss to D'Angelo Prince. Can the OG Dirty Heel and the Milkman send the momentum over to Bob Luger in our main event later on? Such chemistry and charisma ooze off of these two men. World Tag Team titles are on the line. Will Slate and Borton line them up and knock them down once again? Or will we christen new World Tag Team champions? We're about to find out. The wait is over. The prestigious CMV World Tag Team titles are what this match is all about. Been here since day one of CMV, held by some of the greatest tag teams in this company's history. As there stand at the challengers, Dule Zaire and Reese Ortiz. Can they pull it together long enough to become the new World Tag Team Champions? Certainly more comfortable with their respective partners, I'd have to imagine. But this situation, I can't even really explain, sees them in this position as there they are. 4.5 months, guys, nearing on breaking the record for the second longest reigning tag team champions of all time, currently held by the United Kingdom. 5 months. Randy Borton and Xander Slate, two absolute legends in their own right, quickly becoming one of the greatest tag teams we've ever seen compete under the CMV banner, as they hand the World Tag Team titles off for referee Perry White, who hoists them up high for all to see. We know what's on the line. Dule Zaire starting things off against Xander Slate. Yeah, here we go. Getting it popping right away as they meet middle of the ring. Collar and elbow tie up. Xander Slate quickly takes a hold of Zaire's arm, trying to pop the fucking shoulder right out of the socket, it seems. Jeez, Xander, you don't gotta dismember the man. Now takes the arm around the bat. Zaire gotta find a way out of there. There we go. Xander's gonna push him off. Like, you kidding me? What are you? You don't belong in the ring with me. There we go. What a thunderous lariat. That'll send Xander Slate crying home to his mama. Zaire looks to follow it through with a vertical suplex. Xander going to stall that, not allow it to happen. Now ducks the clothesline, gets one anyway. Again, Zaire is just so absolutely dangerous in every single aspect. You look at him, you think, this guy's not going to do a moonsault. He's not going to, go flying off the top rope. But steadily just ceasing to amaze me week in and week out, as now the tag to Reese Ortiz. Reese Ortiz definitely having an interesting story in his CMV career. For about 2 months competed as a single superstar, not getting a single win, so decided to call in his good friend and partner, Adam Scott, and since then the two have been at the very top of the tag team division. Xander Slate right now having a half camel clutch locked in. Ortiz quickly able to escape that, though, much to the chagrin of Xander Slate. Walks right into a Samoan drop. Vintage Slate. Rebounds off the ropes now. Xander. Oh, what was a headbutt up the ass? I'm not too sure. Can't 100% confirm exactly what Xander was shooting for there. Dropped the hold now, though, by Reese. Gets himself back up to his feet, and a kick to the gut as if Xander's an unwanted dog. Dropped out of the scoop slam. I thought he was going for a reverse DDT instead of fucking crossroads. A rolling cutter for the layman and technical. Drop toe hold. Now by Slate. Brings Reese up. Vertical base, Irish whip counter. It's Xander who goes out onto the ring apron. Reese Ortiz used that opening to tag in Dule Zaire. Frequent tags, obviously. Zaire and Ortiz sat down with each other. They came up with a strategy. Xander lying in wait, gets that boot right off to the side of Zaire's head. And that's going to daze him long enough for Xander. What a spine buster. I'm surprised it just put Zaire through the goddamn canvas. The ferocity he hit that with. Now into the corner in the OG dirty heel. With the tag to the milkman. Double Irish whip by the World Tag Team Champions. Air rebounds and a back body drop. Look how high he got up there. Gotta be a good 8-9 feet. Borton, cocky and egotistical as ever, as he waits for Zaire to get up to his feet. European uppercut. Gonna connect, kick to the midsection of fire, back cheeky little jab, and again. And now the hatch suplex. That's usually a staple maneuver of Borton's, actually. It's a little bit of insult to injury. Zaire. Beautiful Northern Light suplex. Strong, agile, technical. Really is the total package. Hook to the jaw, gonna turn Zaire about. Borton from behind, back suplex. Putting the damage down onto the neck. Borton perhaps trying to soften Zaire up for an eventual Borto end. Punch to the top of the head, countered. Connects to the ribs with a direct punch to Zaire. Now a jawbreaker. Distance created. Borton shoots in. Ducks the clothesline. Bam! Zaire gonna ground him. Borton tries to get back up. Zaire says, nope. You get back up when I tell you, boy. Now a seated position. Grabbing by that full hawk. Whose full hawk is better? Borton's or Zaire's? It's gonna be decided right here once and for all. Suplex by Zaire. And that's not all either. Borton's going to get put into the corner. And, oh, there's that vintage 2K just randomly pausing. Put into the corner, and we know what Zaire is cooking up in the kitchen. Borton faced with the mat slam as now Zaire makes sure the ghost is clear. Split-legged moonsault. 260, 70 plus pounds right down onto the sternum and ribs. As will that be enough to crown us new World Tag Team Champions? No, not even a 2 count. That actually wasn't my batteries, okay. Oh, Borton! Borton, just when you think he's down for the count, go home driver. In the blink of an eye, he turns it around. And it's a stomp directly down onto the face by Zaire. Not going to quit with all that's on the line here. Not only championship gold, but bad blood in the air, and Zaire just gonna allow the hot tag. Zaire wants Slate. He wants Xander. Oh, but what a big poop by the OG Dirty Heel. Now a clothesline. And again with the big poop. Why do I keep saying big poop? Big boot. Busts Zaire wide open. Desperately, like a fish out of water, tries to make a tag, but Xander not gonna allow it to happen. And now Slate looks to hammer the final nail into the coffin. Clean slate by Xander. Will that do it? Here comes Reese Ortiz to make the save with Borton still down on the outside. Oh, just now back up onto the apron. Wouldn't be able to stop Ortiz from doing so. So this matchup will continue, but the fact remains Zaire is in all types of trouble. A tweet from Bert Angel says, Dule is a solid 185 pounds. I don't know about that. Seems a bit more thick to me. Xander trying to battle back the never say die attitude right now of Zaire. Gets a knee straight to the chest. And that's going to leave Zaire easy pickings for Xander to now just drop right down onto that top rope chest first. And it's got, oh, but Xander might have just made a big time mistake as Zaire can make it over to Ortiz, make a hot tag while Xander's busy mocking and taunting. Almost there, can he make it? No. Zaire crawled, tried as he might. And now, swinging neckbreaker by Slate, followed by a stiff kick. Right to the upper back. Zaire is getting mauled, dismantled, dissected. And now, 3 single knee backbreakers in a row. Oh, but Zaire doesn't quit and leaps. Last ditch effort with whatever he had left in the tank. Now here goes Ortiz. Can he put the team on his back? Knife edge chop. Xander hooked to the jaw. Reese denies it. Goes for the single leg drop kick. Xander again not having it. Stiff slap like he's a bitch. But Reese says nah. Clothesline again. Duck. Not gonna duck that one though. The fans are behind Dule Zaire and Reese Ortiz. Will the reign of Clint come to an end? Reese from behind. Glam slam. Glam slam. Glam slam. Oh my God, for the steal. 1, 2. No, just a 2 count. So close, but yet so far away for Reese Ortiz, and he and Zaire's endeavor trying to become the new World Tag Team Champions. Double boots to the chest. Xander creates an opening, and now Reese is in the deep end, desperately trying to keep his head above the water. Swinging neckbreaker again with Zaire still down on the outside, just now using the apron to get back up. Might be too late. Arm drag Zaire, now in his corner, busted wide open, blood spurting from that gash, running down his face, but still no quitting him. As Reese gonna try to use those dirty heel attacks against the dirty heel himself. both of his feet on that middle rope, gonna steal it. No, Xander knows all the tricks in the game. Come on, you ain't gonna fool him. But now in the corner, looks to make the tag, but Xander, punch to the upper back, and a complete shot off of the kneeling position. Zaire looking like he's half dead out on the apron. Let's look at Xander now with rage in his eyes, pouncing on top of Ortiz and just laying into him with these rights and lefts and elbows. And again, swinging neckbreaker by Slate, kick to the back to follow up, and no time wasted. The blood is in the water. Xander smells it if he's a shark. The Great White zoning in on the kill. Clean slate. Reese now busted open. Zaire not going to be able to come to make the save. It's up to Reese. 1, 2, 3. Click are still the World Tag Team Champions. Zaire and Ortiz try it, they might, but it's too sweet for the Tag Team Champions once more. Zaire simply had nothing left in the tank to come in and make the save. And with this retention now, Click are closing in on nabbing that second longest reign of all time. Reese came in hot, thought that he might have it here after the Glam Slam. Xander survives though, and here's what finally did it in, the clean slate. Zaire, unable to come in and save his partner, Click, are still the World Tag Team Champions. And now the momentum they earned here will be sent towards Bob Luger later on in our main event when he goes one-on-one with the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews. Slate and Morton certainly look as ready as they can be for their tag team clash with Matsuda Tanaka and Dave Turner this Sunday at Point Break. Phenomenal matchup, but Click just seem untouchable. Dave Turner, probably 30s, I'd say. All right. Co-main event here on Genesis number 117, and very well maybe the last time that we ever see Luke Swanson on an edition of Genesis if Castle Fave has Valentine can defeat the SoCal local with his Genesis contract on the line. Luke Swanson, after refusing to take another drug test at the behest of general manager Castle Fave, now will be defending his position on the Genesis roster this Sunday against Adam Valentine, who has a lot to be competing for, as Castle Fave has promised the GOAT that if he is victorious, he will receive a championship opportunity of his choosing post-Point Break. Zach Smith, though, traded to Genesis last month made his debut as a part of the roster yesterday on Reality Wrestling. Now the loss alongside Lucifer Sin to Brandon Rain and RGP. The top of the month that Luke Swanson had an Elimination Chamber qualifier against Zach Cage, and Swanson was acting real funky in it. Even I was questioning whether he had maybe smoked a little bit of the old reefer, a little bit of the Puff the Magic Dragon. You know what I mean? And lost to Cage, suffered his first official loss after being unbeaten for so long. And that's when Cass would, oh, rip. That's when Cass would call Swanson into her office, demand that he take another drug test. When Swanson wasn't having it, said, fuck that, and walked out. But as per the contracts that every superstar signs, they are subject to drug testing. And with Swanson refusing, Casa Fave is in her right to fire him, but is giving him a chance to fight to keep his job this Sunday at Point Break. Ooh, it's hot in here. Ooh, brother. Sure is a toasty one, boys. Talked a little bit last week about how originally I was on Luke Swanson's side after Castle Fave had suspended him following his first drug violation for 2 months. I said that was a little bit much, maybe a fine at the most. But now I gotta say I am in agreement with Cass that Luke, in how off he looked in that match against Zach Cage and refusing to then take that second drug test, things are just not looking good for him, and I'm suspicious, and I certainly hope that Luke is okay enough. Right now, he's getting obliterated by Smith from the opening. Kick to the gut to follow through. Now Smith! Zach Smith! Wait a minute, what the hell? Zach Smith! Holy shit, don't tell me pile driver by Smith has Luke down, eyes are closed, he's out. Do not tell me. Swanson, 1, 2, no. I was about to say, what in the blue blazes? That actually legitimately had the edge of my seat. Swanson got a snap back too right now with a tiger suplex. Zach Smith clutching at the back of his head. That's not good news. Clothesline now by Swanson. Another one to follow it up. Now catches the leg of Smith and trips him up. Backs into the corner. Does Luke. What a big signing he was when coming over to Genesis at the start of the season. So many people were amped up to see him compete on the grandest stage. Kick to the midsection though. Caught by Smith and an elbow right to the knee. As Smith again with a pile driver. Holy shit. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Zach Smith. Holy shit. Usually it's the other way around. Usually Luke Swanson is, dare I say, burying bitches. But tonight Smith comes out loaded guns and just, holy shit, just murdered Luke Swanson. And Adam Valentine has got to be feeling all too confident after witnessing that, because I'm sure he was watching. What has gone into Swanson? This just further makes me feel that Luke is not himself. This makes me question if he truly is once again smoking, marijuana. That is, wow, I'm actually taken back. Zach Smith has just secured his first win here in his CMV career. And all I gotta say is that Luke Swanson better bring something different than he did here tonight to Point Break this Sunday. Otherwise, his career is over. Woo, sorry about that. I gotta turn on the heat in here. Cooking me alive right now. As we get into our main event of the evening at my fine feathered friends. For what would probably better be suited inside of a ballroom. These two foes come face to face ahead of this Sunday's Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber, where both will compete. The lineup now set. Guri Suckanov puts his title on the line against Chris Andrews, Bob Luger, Mark Intel, Paul Anderson, and Rey Furioso, as we found out earlier tonight, him winning that Battle Royal. Luger, the two-time Alpha World Champion and entering the chamber, could make history if he is victorious. But Chris Andrews going to have a thing or two to say about that, as he did earlier tonight. Apparently, the reason that Chris Andrews lost so badly to Guri Suckanov last week with the Alpha World title on the line was that Luger had assaulted the Brit from behind backstage just moments before the main event went live. The Bloody Brit called Luger out earlier tonight, said he's going to catch him an ass whooping. Luger said, "Britt, you're a has-been who's gotten lucky in your entire career. This Sunday, you won't be lucky. This is going to be a fight. This will not be a match." The work ethic titan, gonna feed off the momentum. Passed to him by his boys, his good brothers Xander Slate and Randy Borton earlier tonight, who retained their tag team titles, as here he comes, the Bloody Brit, Chris Andrews. Most definitely was an absolute shock to see how badly, especially Chris Andrews, lost to Suckanov. But now it makes much more sense in knowing that Luger had attacked Andrews backstage. But still, Guri Suckanov, even against 5, I think it's 10 men, 30, 50, the entire roster, I still wouldn't count Guri Suckanov out, I should say. What an absolute tank he has been since the Soviet era began 3 months ago. But I won't count out either one of these two men. Bob Luger wants to make history. He wants to once again be on the top of the Genesis Mountain. Said, "I've been here since day one, Britt. I built Genesis up with my bare hands. And then you come in here trying to act like you're some tough shit." Britt said, "I've been here since day one, bitch. Back when Genesis wasn't even its own show, I was knocking fools' heads off. Right now, they can prove who the better man between them is before seeking out that championship gold this Sunday. It won't be the first time that these two men have entered the Elimination Chamber. Both have prior experience. Luger competed in the first, the Chamber to crown the first ever Alpha World Champion back at Exodus 2 years ago. And that same pay-per-view, Chris Andrews actually won his Chamber to become #1 contender for the undisputed title. Right now, punch to the back of the head, Britt and a fire back with a stiff blow to the gut. Like I said, this is going to be a fight. This will be a brawl. This won't be technical. This won't be, we're not going to see these guys jumping off the top rope, doing springboards, doing any of this flashy shit. This is going to be hard hitting. Too sweet me, says Bob Luger as Andrews uses the ropes to get back up to his feet. Up to dry on that second rope. Truly the first time we are seeing these two go one-on-one, as the absolute power Britt can never be understated. Look at that. Vertical suplex drops Luger hard like a sack of stones. They did fight about a month ago, but it ended up going to a count-out. Britt, of course, legit way to win. Beat the work ethic Titan that way. But hopefully the same will not happen here tonight, as Chris Andrews, of course, who loves all things threes, sending some shots Luger's way with these short arm clotheslines. Now an Irish whip, but Luger gonna rebound right into a, oh snap, dragon suplex, and that is gonna turn Bob Luger's neck into mush. Andrews knows that as he leans Luger up against the ropes, gonna slingshot him back towards the center of the ring. It is all the bloody Britt right now, who now with the pop-up German suplex, the strength, the raw power, full of piss and vinegar, and Britt looks to make quick work of Luger, lining up for some revenge, but instead it gets a DDT. And now elbows, stiff, sharp to the chest, and it is Luger, it's Bobby Boy, who now comes from the bush and looks to end things early. Luger landing. No doubt Britt is still reeling from that attack last week and then getting mauled by Guri, but still able to power out just before the count of 3. Luger seems a bit stunned, a bit taken back, but closes right back in on his attack as he tucks Britt's arm between his legs and wrenches back, just ripping and tearing at the face. Britt not gonna tap. Instead of snapmare, very few times in the Bloody Britt's career has he been in such agony that he's been forced to submit. Maybe twice top. Not tops do some. And the Britt with a big old roar that bellows throughout the entire arena. Both these men will come face to face again this Sunday, along with four others, the Alamo Dome and the Elimination Chamber. Belly to belly. It's one way to bring your opponent back into the ring. Stomped in the back of the head, now in seated position, and Britt just goes hard in the motherfucking pink. I'm sure he chugged down a lager or two before coming out here. Maybe, what about some lager mixed with some boom juice? That might be the recipe for disaster. Punch to the gut, though. Goes for another slobber knocker. A Hail Mary. But Luger, you want to talk about strength, the second-generation superstar. With a military press, dropped down into a European uppercut. Oh, now Luger. Luger going to try to taint his victory, but he doesn't care. A win is a win. Feet on the middle rope. Ref doesn't see it, but Britt ain't about to take a loss like that. Luger's furious. And here comes Andrews paying homage to the British Bulldog with this running power slam. Well, I just popped so hard that actually hurt my chest. And there, for once, not flipping me off. Thank you. Clothesline. And there's a military press of his own. Going to show Luger how to really hit one. Not just one rebound, but twice. Building up that steam for a big old body splash. Right down onto the lower spine. Luger's reeling. Britt knows it. A second time. Pop-up German suplex. He's a rag doll. Treating Luger like a child. Andrews ain't done. Stomp down onto the pec. Goes for the legs. Luger can't count him out. Drags him away from the ropes in a desperation pin here. Nothing but that. Luger hoping, praying that somehow he can take it. Just the one count, though. Luger backs into the corner. Throws up the too sweet sign. Trying to work off the energy given from his good brothers, Xander Slay, Randy Orton, Elijah Stewart, all backstage watching. Oh, Britt, there's a leg drop. There's an elbow drop for you. Hey, how about a forearm? Very giving is Chris Andrews, who now from the wings looks to shoot off. Revenge! This time, flush. Luger is down. 1, 2, 3. Shit's bananas. 2.999. Britt a bit miffed, arguing with referee Perry White here, but Perry says it wasn't a 3. Chris, it wasn't a 3. 'Twas no trace. Deadlift gut wrench suplex now by Chris Andrews. Even though that revenge wasn't enough to get it in the bag. Tries to stay in the driver's seat, keep the pressure on high, not give Luger a second, but now an opening, and Luger gonna close in. But Bloody Britt not gonna be humiliated like that. The Bloody Britt and Tim LaVey, they might not be the best of friends, but there's respect between them. Andrews having none of the counters, the Coney Island Cyclone. And now the 1, 2, 3 power bombs in a row. Is there anyone more powerful than Chris Andrews? Like a heap, just a sack of meat is Luger as he gets to his feet groggily, only to be nailed a second time with some revenge. Away from the ropes. 1, 2, 3, and the Bloody Britt puts down the work ethic Titan. Chris Andrews gets some revenge served cold, and a big old scoop of momentum heading into the chamber this Sunday. Exactly what I expected that match to be. No reprieve, a million miles a minute, and a hard hitting. Two revenges keep down Luger, as Chris Andrews this Sunday could just be a 3 count away from becoming the new Alpha World Champion. Can he do it? Or will it be Luger? Or will it be one of the 4 others? Tune in this Sunday, March 18th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You do not want to miss it. With me, brilliant show it was. If you are new to the show, make sure you do drop a follow so that you know when I go live, you get alerted. !CMV, let you know a bit more about us. If you're interested, join. If you have your call on of our shows, you are more than welcome. And all the past episodes on my YouTube channel linked out with the one color. The key is to enjoy life because they don't want you to enjoy life. How true? #blessed. And I will hopefully see you all this Sunday for Point Break.